Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of English culture. Now, you might think you know England, what with our charming accents and penchant for queuing, but trust me, there's more to us than meets the eye. Stick around as we uncover the top 10 unique habits of English people that you probably didn't know about. Right, let's start with the essentials. Forget oil, England runs on tea. It's the lifeblood of the nation. And I don't just mean a quick cuppa in the morning. Oh no, this is a national obsession, a daily ritual that transcends time. Builders have it during their tea breaks, a moment of respite in their busy day. Posh ladies sip it from delicate china, often accompanied by delightful conversations and a sense of elegance. And everyone has their own opinion on how it should be brewed. It's a topic that can spark endless debates. Milk first, milk second, sugar, or perhaps no sugar at all. You'd think these were matters of national security. The passion is real. But it's not just about the tea itself, it's about the ritual. The process is almost sacred. The warming of the pot, ensuring it's just the right temperature, the gentle clinking of the spoon against the china, a sound that brings comfort. It's all part of the experience. Every step is cherished. And don't even get me started on tea time. It's a moment to pause and enjoy life. It's not just a time of day, it's a cultural institution. Biscuits are involved, sometimes cake, and always a sense of community, and always a good natter. Conversations flow as freely as the tea. Now, you might think this sounds a bit much for a simple cuppa, but trust me, it's ingrained in our DNA. It's a tradition passed down through generations. We've been at it since the 17th century, a practice that has stood the test of time, and frankly, it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay, a comforting constant in our lives. So, next time you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, just put the kettle on and make yourself a nice cup of tea. It's a simple pleasure that can make a world of difference. You'll be surprised how calming it can be. A moment of peace in a hectic world. Okay, time for another English peculiarity queuing. Yes, we're known for it, and frankly, we're rather proud of it. It's almost like a national pastime. To an outsider, it might seem like we're just really good at standing in line. But there's an art to it. But it's so much more than that. It's a reflection of our values. Queuing is in our blood. It's a social contract. It's about respect and understanding. You join the back of the queue, no matter how long it is, and you wait your turn. It's a simple yet profound act. No pushing, no shoving, just good old-fashioned patience. It's a test of character. And don't even think about jumping the queue. That's a big no-no. That's a cardinal sin in these parts. It's almost unforgivable. We might not say anything to your face. We are English after all. But trust me, you'll get the side eye and a good tut-tutting under someone's breath. It's our way of expressing disapproval. But honestly, queuing isn't about control or order. It's about fairness. It's about everyone having an equal chance. It's about everyone getting their fair share, whether that's a bus seat, a pint at the pub, or a glimpse of the Queen. It's a matter of principle. It's a beautiful thing, really. It's a small act that speaks volumes about our culture. Now, if you've ever spent any time around the English, you'll know we have a bit of a thing about saying sorry. Bumped into someone? Sorry. Someone bumped into you? Sorry. Didn't hear what someone said? Sorry. Spilled your tea? Oh, you better believe there's going to be a lot of sorry going on. It's not that we're constantly apologizing for our existence, although sometimes it feels like that. It's just that sorry has evolved into a multi-purpose word in the English language. It can express sympathy, acknowledge a minor inconvenience, or even just fill an awkward silence. It's like a verbal tick, and honestly, it can get a bit out of hand. We've all been in those situations where someone's apologized for something that's clearly not their fault. But you know what? I kind of find it endearing. It's our way of being polite, even if it's a bit, shall we say, excessive. Right, let's talk about the weather, shall we? Because, let's be honest, it's a national sport in England. We're obsessed. And I'm not talking about checking the forecast before a holiday. I'm talking about full-blown weather conversations with complete strangers. You'll be queuing for the bus, and someone will turn to you and say, "Bit grey out today, isn't it?" And that's it. You're off. You'll discuss the cloud cover, the chances of rain, and whether it's warmer than yesterday. It's a bonding experience, a shared national pastime. And don't even get me started on the Great British Heatwave. 2 days of sunshine and everyone loses their minds. We're out in the parks, barbecuing everything in sight and complaining that it's too hot. It's utter chaos. But hey, that's the British way. We love to complain about the weather, even when it's glorious. Now, let's talk about a true British institution, the pub. And I'm not just talking about a place to get a drink. Oh no, the pub is so much more than that. It's the heart of the community, a place where friends and strangers come together to relax, unwind, and share a pint or two. Stepping into a good pub is like stepping into a warm hug. There's the comforting aroma of beer and roasted nuts, the friendly chatter of locals, and the gentle clinking of glasses. It's a place where you can escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life and just be yourself. And let's not forget about the pub quiz. It's a weekly ritual for many, a chance to test your knowledge, have a laugh with friends, and maybe even win a prize or two. Just don't ask me about geography, I'm hopeless at it. Now let's talk about another English passion: gardening. Yes, we're a nation of gardeners, obsessed with our roses, our lawns, and our vegetable patches. From sprawling country estates to tiny city balconies, you'll find the English tending to their green spaces with a passion that borders on the fanatical. It's not just about making things look pretty, although that's a big part of it. It's about connecting with nature, getting your hands dirty, and creating something beautiful. And let's not forget about the competitive element. Oh yes, we take our gardening very seriously. There are local competitions, village fetes, and even national awards for the best gardens. It's a chance to show off your horticultural skills, impress your neighbors, and maybe even win a coveted prize or two. All right, let's delve into a particularly tricky aspect of English culture, the art of understatement. Now, we're not very good at expressing our emotions directly. We'd rather downplay things, use humor to deflect, and generally avoid making a fuss. For example, if you tell an English person you've just won the lottery, they'd probably say something like, "Oh, how lovely, that's quite a bit of cash, isn't it? Fancy a cuppa to celebrate." No jumping up and down, no screaming from the rooftops, just a cup of tea and a bit of a chat. It can be frustrating for those who are used to more demonstrative cultures, but it's just our way. We're not being cold or unfeeling, we're just a bit reserved. Think of it as a charming quirk like our weather obsession or our love of queuing. Now, let's talk about a beloved English tradition, the Sunday roast. Picture this. It's Sunday afternoon, the fire is crackling, and the aroma of roasted meat and gravy fills the air. This, my friends, is what Sunday dreams are made of. The Sunday roast is more than just a meal, it's a sacred ritual. Families and friends gather around the table to feast on succulent roast beef, crispy roast potatoes, fluffy Yorkshire puddings, and all the trimmings. It's a time for togetherness, for laughter, and for indulging in a truly epic meal. And don't even think about skimping on the gravy. The gravy is essential, the lifeblood of the Sunday roast. It brings all the flavors together in a symphony of deliciousness. All right, let's talk about another defining characteristic of the English, our sense of humor. Now, we're known for our dry wit, our sarcasm, and our ability to find humor in even the most awkward or uncomfortable situations. It's our coping mechanism, our way of dealing with life's little ups and downs. For example, if you're stuck in a painfully slow queue, an English person might turn to you and say something like, "Well, this is thrilling, isn't it? I've always wanted to spend my afternoon admiring the back of this man's head." It's self-deprecating, it's observational, and it's just our way of making light of a frustrating situation. So, if you find yourself in a spot of bother in England, just remember to keep your sense of humor handy. It's the best way to navigate the eccentricities of English life. Right, let's end our journey through English culture with a bang, or rather, a bonfire. This is one of the most anticipated nights of the year. Every year on the 5th of November, the skies of England light up with fireworks and bonfires as we celebrate Guy Fawkes Night, or Bonfire Night as it's more commonly known. It's a night filled with excitement and a sense of community. Now, for those not familiar with this particular historical event, Guy Fawkes was a chap who tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament back in 1605. His plan was to end the reign of King James I. Didn't quite go according to plan, did it, Guy? Instead, he was caught and executed. Anyway, we celebrate his failure every year with bonfires, fireworks, and the burning of a Guy Fawkes effigy. It's a symbolic act that has been passed down through generations. It's a night for wrapping up warm, gathering with friends and family, sharing stories and laughter, and watching the fireworks paint the night sky in a kaleidoscope of colors. The vibrant displays are truly a sight to behold. And of course, no bonfire night celebration would be complete without a steaming mug of hot chocolate or a toffee apple. These treats add to the festive atmosphere. It's a tradition we hold dear, a reminder of our history and the importance of vigilance and unity, and a chance to let off a few fireworks, literally. It's a night where history and celebration come together in a spectacular display. Well, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of 10 unique habits of us English folk. From our love of tea and queuing to our obsession with the weather and our quirky sense of humor, we're a nation of contradictions and traditions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting content about cultures around the world. Let us know in the comments which habit surprised you the most. Until next time, cheerio.